Welcome to the NBTLT podcast with your guides to this magical journey, Lon and Zumi.
Welcome to the Nothing Better to Listen to podcast, the only podcast that does not give you a scorching case of herpes. I'm Lon, and I'm joined, of course, by my beloved Zumi. Hey, Zumi.
Hey, Lonnie.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm a lot better, actually. I had a really shitty cold.
Yeah.
But I think I explained that a few days ago on the separate podcast that we did.
Yeah, I bet that threw people off, though.
Probably. I mean, for the most part, it hasn't really affected our numbers that much, so they couldn't have been too pissed.
Yeah, but you know, it kind of gives them. We did the takeaway technique in sales, right? You give him a little bit, and then you just take it away.
Like an asshole.
With you and Christelle, and then it's like, oh, the following week they'll have him, and then we'll do a takeaway. You kind of had us both, but not exactly. And now you had us merged together, and you're like, oh, yay, they're back. My life is so much better now. Hooray.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be jumping for joy when we upload this one.
So it's 9:30 p.m.
Yep. Pacific time,
and it's Saturday, and I actually had to work this morning, Alani. I've been up since 5 in the morning.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem, but okay.
No,
that sucks.
I talked about this last week, right? So yeah. I had another tournament.
Yes, you did.
And we didn't win it, but
shit happens.
No, but we I mean, we're second place, runner-ups, right?
Hey, at least you're doing well.
Yeah. And like I said, the team that we lost to, which I'm not gonna mention because I don't want to give him credit through a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. Sore loser. I don't care. You can call it whatever you want. But no, they were really, really good team.
Do you have? I mean, I talked about this a little bit in my solo act portion of that last podcast, but
which I haven't listened to, by the way.
Which is fine. I was talking about extreme sports parents, like the ones that get a little overzealous. I mean, do you have that in volleyball?
There are parents like that. Our parents are actually pretty good. Like we talk about this in the first, like at the beginning of the season. But most of the parents that we have, they're pretty cool, pretty chill. I mean, they do get they cheer and everything, but they keep it clean. I have sat right next to other parents from other teams, and
they're just horrific.
Boy, oh boy, man, it's just they're like cursing and stuff, and you're just like, damn, dude, like.
Well, see, I had said on that last podcast that I get that it's annoying, and I get that you're being an asshole, but I just feel like once my kids get older, that's probably going to be me, is being the asshole. Just because I'll get excited that my kids are in sports and they're out there, and I'll probably be yelling at a lot of referees.
So if they get a bad call, you're just going to be like, what the hell?
Probably. I'll be that asshole in the stands. Rip his head off! But, oh well. So, I had a lot on my mind about food today, and I had to talk to you about it because some of it I was laughing with Christelle, or laughing to with Christelle, pretty hard. We were talking about, when you have when you put a spoonful or a forkful of really hot food into your mouth, and say you're in you're with other people and you don't want to just hawk it out of your mouth and be rude, so you have to commit to the heat.
I don't think I've ever had that problem.
You've never had the problem where you put something in your mouth and it's so hot and then you just don't like, okay, let's say you put it in your mouth and you're not smart enough to spit it out. You just like you think you can push through.
Yeah. Well, I've done that before. Yeah.
And you do the wide open mouth like the trying to cool it down.
But the more you do that, the hotter it gets.
It's like fanning the flames.
Yeah.
Or have you ever done the full commit and like just swallowed the thing?
Oh, dude. Like
Ugh.
I don't think I've told you this story, but like this one time I don't know how my wife got a hold of like habaneros, like, and she chopped them like
Oh
so
God.
thin, and she made it into a salsa. And she's like, "Oh, look, I made a salsa," and it just to me, I mean, they were so thin that it just looked like tomato and onions, and I'm like,
Oh God.
and and she put lime and like your traditional Mexican salsas or fresh salsa or whatever, and I'm like, is that it? Like we didn't have any jalapenos, and she's like, no, it's just the tomato and the onions, and I put some salt and pepper and stuff, and like it's really good, just try it. So she like gives me a whole fucking spoon,
Oh my God.
and as soon as I bit into it, it was just like the automatic heat,
Mm-hmm.
like the fire in my tongue, and then I just got the hiccups. Like I haven't even swallowed anything, and I'm like already like got the hiccups, but I didn't want like you said, I didn't want to be rude, didn't want to spit it out, and I swallowed it.
So you did the
And
full commit.
yeah, so I got the hiccups, and then just feeling that thing going down my throat and like into my stomach, I can just feel like the
Oh.
rumbling, like brrr, like dude, what are you doing to me right now?
It's like swallowing acid. Oh. Yeah, well, I like habaneros, but they have to be. I mean, I can't have one on raw. Like I can't just like nibble on a habanero all day. But it has to be in small portions, or else it's just too much. Like I've had the habanero flavored chips, and that's not habanero. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, But when I do make pickled eggs, I like to make one with pieces of habanero in it because the vinegar will cut it, cut that heat a little bit. But
right.
over time, because the oils don't actually leave the brine, like if you leave those eggs in the brine for a few weeks, that habanero will seep right into the egg, and it'll it'll surprise you because you'll take a bite out of the egg and you're like, oh my God. Some wicked farts too from boiled eggs that are hot.
Some wicked fun.
Some wicked fats.
So yeah, so I mean, and I tell you, like we talked about that Thai restaurant that's near Airway Heights, the Solid Thai. If you haven't gone there, do it. But
Delicious.
before I found that there's Siam chicken, which by the way you can Google Solid Thai and put Siam chicken, and in the images there's the half a pineapple with like there's a picture of it. It's really really cool. But I digress. So this one time I went and I didn't order that. I actually ordered curry because I like curry too. Lonnie,
Curry's delicious.
you like curry, right?
I love curry.
Well, I mean, Sumi thinking that he can take the heat, he goes and asks for a 5-star
Oh my God.
spiciness on. But
You
here,
don't do that at a Thai restaurant.
no, and I mean, just to give you like an idea, the name of the curry is called the Evil Jungle curry. so, so, so,
The
so
evil jungle.
that's what it's called. If you look up the menu, you'll see it there.
And oddly enough, that probably describes it perfectly.
Yeah, and like I took three, like I would kid you not, I took 3 bites, and that's all I could eat of that curry.
And you almost went into a coma.
Like no, I was like, it's like almost the same thing as the habanero thing. It's like I got the hiccup, automatic heat. My nose is running. My eyes are watery. It, dude, I was
Your
like,
collar's soaked.
yeah, I was like, I'm like, oh my, I'm sorry, guys, like I can't eat this. I was like,
Don't rub your eyes.
Yeah. And I was like, I like seriously, I had to go to the bathroom because I felt like I was gonna puke. That's how spicy that thing was.
Oh, that means it's good.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you're ever there and you order if you're brave enough to order the evil jungle curry, just ask for a 3 or a 2-star spice.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be me.
Well, in Mexico, every time I've been in Mexico or had, like authentic Mexican food, I mean, I haven't really considered their food that spicy, even the stuff that they consider really spicy. Like, there's habanero in some stuff, but it's pretty rare. Like, most of the stuff is like a jalapeno, and that's what's considered hot, so but I just think it's kind of funny because not the stigma, but the stereotype is that Mexican food can be extremely hot, but I've never really had that experience with Mexican food.
Well, like I said, jalapenos not the only ones. They have another one that's called chiltepin.
Yes.
And
Yes. Heard of it.
like the small round red peppers.
Yeah.
Those can be really, really spicy. And like sometimes they'll mix. So, or what they'll do is they'll like the same jalapenos, they'll break the vine. So they'll like,
oh God.
They'll like turn them and then they'll put them on like fire, right?
Of course.
So they burn and then they take the, the first layer and then they'll do the salsa, and then man, that thing is fucking spicy as fuck.
But you can't say that it's any spicier than Thai food, man.
No,
Thai food's impressive.
Thai food. I mean, Thai food, like Mexican food, has that hiccup spiciness, but you can still eat it.
Yeah, Thai food is impossible.
Thai food, yeah, Thai food is it's hiccup. I'm gonna puke. Type spicy because like you're like that near to being poisoned.
Yeah, but it's so delicious though.
Which I guess it's a reaction, right? Like that's the plant's self defense mechanism.
I would have no idea. Yeah, but that makes sense.
I think the reason why they're spicy is it's a defense for towards animals that eat plants. So.
Well, yeah. Can you imagine a bird trying to clip off a piece of a habanero or something? Just be like, well, fuck that.
So yeah, so I guess that's that. I don't remember where I heard. Don't quote me on it. I'll have to like research this, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like the spiciness. And with us, like the reason why it feels spicy is because it's not like a flavoring thing, like something that's welcoming. Like it's our body's way of saying like, hey, dude, you shouldn't be eating this.
Yeah. Well, what is it exactly? Is it like an oil or is it like an acidic thing? That the heat actually comes from?
I have no idea.
I'm sure there's something. I'm sure they have a word for it, like the chemical compounding that is actually making up that hot portion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is that, or I can't remember. I must have heard this thing in high school. It's like one of those things that just stuck, But that feeling of spiciness, it's just your body saying like, this is poison. You shouldn't eat this. But you got some carne asada to it, and you're like, fuck. I mean,
that. You wouldn't eat a cactus, That's why it has spikes on it, Well, I did want to ask you because, well, Christelle on Saturday nights now she goes to her brother's house, and her and my sister-in-law, play board games and stuff like that and have a few drinks, and that's like her way of kind of getting away for a day.
Right.
And I mean that's where she's at right now, but
it's talking to me away for you getting a day off. Why?
In a way, yeah.
So you're using me. That's what you're saying. You're using me.
Yeah, but it's not like you're not okay with it.
That is true.
But okay, so she goes there, and my sister-in-law, she likes more of the fruity drinks. And I've like we've talked about, Airman Junker liking apple pucker and all that stuff, and some of these guys that like all these fruity drinks. I mean, if you're a manly looking dude, let's just say you look like Hugh Jackman, but you like fruity drinks. what's the protocol for going up to a bar and asking for a fruity drink? Like, how do you do that as a manly looking dude?
You don't.
You just don't. You just ask for whiskey or a beer.
Well, I mean, I guess, but I guess if you're like super ripped, like let's say The Rock comes in,
Mm-hmm.
or like just like a bad motherfucker comes in, and he can fuck you up, like you know,
And he asks for a
and,
Cosmo.
and he has for something like really really free. I mean, are you honestly gonna say like really guy, like really?
No, I
No,
might make fun of him in private.
exactly, but you're not gonna tell it to his face because he's gonna beat your ass.
I mean,
So,
do you like fruity drinks?
I mean,
I mean, there's some that I like. I
I
like Mai Tais and pina coladas and
like
stuff, but
I didn't I don't like pina coladas. I never got into the whole Mai Tai. Like fruity drinks, it depends on your definition. Like I have a sweet tooth. So, like for example, in Hawaii, I would drink the koala something it's called, but it's like chocolate. It's like a chocolatey
oh,
drink, and dude, it is so bad for you. Like you'll get drunk like off of two because you'll just drink it like, oh, it tastes like a milkshake. And
it's always a bad
I
idea.
mean, I don't know if that can be considered a fruity drink. And I like tequila sunrise. Like that's about as fruity as I can if that'll get. Like I think.
So you're not the type of person that likes so you say you don't like Mai Tais and pina coladas. Like what about what is it? What's that one? I always forget the name of it.
This is the only thing I'll do. I'll do dirty martinis. Like I'm a sucker for
Yeah, but
dirty martinis, but I don't know
yeah,
if
but
that's
dirty martinis aren't really considered a fruity drink. That's just, that's just a lot of flavor put into vodka.
yeah. I mean,
So
olive flavor, but
yeah, so that's well, olive is a fruit, right?
I have no clue.
Sure, yeah, we'll call it a fruity drink. But I've always wondered, like if you're like I said, like a Hugh Jackman looking dude, just hairy, beard, muscular, large, just go in and be like, yeah, well, fucking Mai Tai.
Well, how do you do it, Lonnie?
I don't because
Yeah.
I'm not into that stuff.
Right, well,
I
there you
mean,
go. I think you just
I
answered your
I
own
think
question. You don't.
I think the worst thing that I've ordered in a public venue, like for myself, that wasn't a joke, was a glass of Fireball whiskey.
Oh, dude. I think
Yeah.
my dad drank that shit. It's fucking nasty.
Oh, so delicious.
No, I think that it's like rubbertism.
Dude, that was like when we were at Disneyland that last time. That was like half the time I was there, I was on Fireball. Disneyland is just so much more fun when you're drunk.
I would disagree, but
Well, agree to disagree.
yeah. Well, no, but like alcohol and I don't like really.
Really? Hadn't noticed. You're not good bedfellows.
Yeah, we're not like if we were if alcohol was a human being and we were like friends, like yeah, it would be like a love-hate relationship or like a codependent relationship.
Oh, so like that damaged girl that you like going out with, but you fucking hate her attitude.
Yeah, yeah, like you're trying to change her, but you're trying for her to be more alkaline, but she just
But
won't.
she's so cunty about it.
she just she just won't budge.
Like maybe not wear the choker today, sweetie.
So, uh, but yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I I will say this though. I don't know if I told you that one time I went to Vegas. I know
Which
there's many times that I went to Vegas, but this one time I went to Vegas, I made two mistakes. One, I decided to buy that large ass fucking gay ass plastic bottle that they have with alcohol in it.
oh yeah, yeah.
That one, that's a fruity drink. I mean, it was sweet as fuck, and I just got pissed drunk off of one of those. Like I didn't need more. It's just one, and then like I don't remember how, but we ended up at like a bar where like the bar was ice, like it was cold, like super cold.
Oh, you mean like the bar itself?
Yeah. So and
Okay.
the reason why is because they serve martinis, like a lot of martinis. So
Okay.
so they put the glass and you always have a cold surface.
Sweet.
It doesn't go, but you can't like lean on it because you fucking get all wet like because of the ice and that they have. It's
Some people might like that.
a double edged sword, but here I am thinking I'm being all classy, and I thought I ordered a dirty martini, and the guy gave me a dry martini.
Oh,
I mean,
how dry.
like, I mean, it was just the fucking
Like no flavor.
it was just the vodka. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? So, but I was trying to be brave, and then I did one of those like commits.
Just like, well, well, that was like me. I had, I think it was the second time I went through Mildenhall, England, and we went to that little pub that's right off the base. Is it Bird in Hand?
Yeah, the Bird in Hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool little pub, right? That's attached to the little motel that they have.
Yeah.
I loved to go in there, but I made the mistake of asking for a scotch because I thought like I had started to like scotch at that point. Like I had a scotch with ice,
Mm-hmm.
a scotch and soda, and I thought, like, oh, I'll get a scotch from England. Yeah, well, their definition of scotch is fucking scotch. And like that scotch flavor, like that real, you can't call it a spice. It's
Like that Chivas Regal flavor.
Yes, the real deep scotch flavor.
Yeah.
Well, their scotch that they had, like their house scotch, holy
almost,
shit.
That almost tastes like cinnamon, I think. Like
yeah, but it's like it comes up short of all these different types of flavors. I would say with scotch. Scotch is interesting. So I got the house scotch. Like because in England you can get the house scotch, like you get the house beer here in the States. And the guy gave it to me, clean. I mean, it was just straight up a glass of scotch. No ice, no soda, no water. And, I mean, he might as well have given me, a half drink bottle. and I was like, all right. And I had to commit to that, because I'm around all these dudes, and I ordered scotch. So I got to be the badass and drink some scotch. So that stuff was so powerful. I have never had scotch like that ever again. It was just that real scotchy type flavor, and it had the burn and everything, It's like, dude, I'm trying to be sophisticated having some scotch, and I'm over here just like drowning in my sorrows, But I had that, and then I did drink a whole bottle in one sitting of Captain Morgan Parrot Bay. The fruity version.
yeah, the coconut flavor one.
Well, yeah, because I thought like, oh, that might taste good, right? Because it just says that it's coconut flavored rum. So I thought it'd be just like the no sugar and just like a flavoring. And I opened it up and it was like, oh, well, this is, a sugary drink. So I thought might as well just down the whole thing because it's just a sugary drink. That was the biggest mistake I ever made because I threw all that sugar up. Like, I never throw up when it comes to just straight alcohol, but when it comes to sugary drinks, just bad idea.
Did I ever tell you my Vegas story? Like,
oh, that one? Yeah.
No, so I mean, you were out by then. This is a reserves adventure, but one of my friends, Shane, which he said he'd be honored to be our guest in the podcast. I want to try and get him soon. No promises because we make promises and fucking can't keep them. So,
but that's what we do.
But but he used to work for. He used to be the tournament director, the golf tournament director for Playboy. So,
really?
Yeah. So he he's a well connected person. Like he knows people everywhere. Like he knows where like the parties are and all that stuff. It's like
yes, he needs to be our friend then.
He's like the Hollywood. He has like the Hollywood. He's the Hollywood. What's it called? The
persona.
No, like the
look.
the
Oh, you mean just the connection,
yeah,
or the
like the Hollywood connection type thing, but so anyway, so we went to Vegas and he hooked us up. He got us tickets to like the Hard Rock,
very nice,
like VIB tickets and all that stuff, and so we go there and we're drinking. I met a bunch of DJs, a bunch of promoters. Like, to me, it didn't make sense. Like I don't know who these people are, but once you Google their name, you're like, oh shit, like
they've done everything.
It's like these person are like no joke, like they're like celebrity, like many celebrities,
Yeah.
So anyways, like I stuck with just rum and coke. But one of the things that Shane likes to do is he likes to do kamikaze shots.
Oh, great.
So we're doing kamikaze shots, and like I'm still not done. Like I was gonna like Ron White it, like just like take like small sips, like
Yeah.
so I can last the night because I know how I react to alcohol. This motherfucker's giving me kamikaze shots and stuff, and then he's like, "You like Red Bull vodka, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So he's like getting me Red Bull and vodka, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not done with this yet." So eventually, like we get out of the club, like the underground club that they have. We go upstairs, and we're just like near a casino table, and he's just ordering drinks and ordering shots, and I'm like, I really gotta take a piss, and nowhere around did I see a fucking bathroom.
Of course not.
So I had to like walk. Like I don't know. I mean, if you go to the Hard Rock and if you go, it's like if you're going towards like the hotel area, because they only have the casino area and the hotel area, right? So it's a
Yep.
long freaking um a long freaking walk, and I can't find a bathroom. Like I'm like I want to piss. Yeah, I want to take a piss, and I'm like, fuck, am I getting so desperate? And then I keep walking, and while I'm walking, like I start feeling my face just going like super red, like hot flash, or like heat flashes, like that's how it felt, and I'm like, oh my god, like no.
Like, oh god, it's happening
It's
again.
It's like no, it's like not right now, not right now, please. And I think what happened is that I was just walking so like fast, like back and forth, looking for the bathroom, that it just, yeah, the alcohol just hit me,
Yep.
So finally, like I see the restroom, and I'm walking, and as I'm walking, like there's a big trash can in front of me, and I think my brain just went like, just puke here, here and there.
This is a good spot.
And I did a solemn where the puke came out, but I was trying to hold it, like, so I put my hand in my mouth real close.
Oh, so you had a spreader.
Like Bane from Batman, and I fucking puked, dude, and that shit just squirted everywhere.
Oh.
So I'm puking in the bucket, and a lot of the guys that are coming out of the building are just going like, oh. And I just fucking beeline it to the nearest stall, dude. And the thing is, like, it was just like 4 more steps. Like 4 more steps to the nearest stall. Like,
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like that when you're wasted.
But so I'm like puking, and I'm like, oh my god, like this fucking sucks. And then I have to like assess what's the damage, right? Like all right, like I'm in a hotel bathroom. I just puked. There's a shitload of people inside, and yeah, I gotta wait a little bit, like before everybody started like looking at look at the guy that just puked, right? So
go ahead.
So I do an assessment, and then I look down, and then I notice that all like the side of my pants are like covered in puke. Oh. And like half a sleeve my sweatshirt is covered in puke, and I'm like, okay, like this is no bueno. Like, it's like, I cleaned up as best I could, and then I come out, and the guy that was there was pretty cool. He had like mouthwash ready for me.
Yeah, the bathroom attendant.
Yeah, and I'm like, I give him like like $10. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. And he's like, no worries, it happens all the time. I'm like, shit.
That guy needs to be paid more.
Oh, he was so chill. Like he's like, don't worry, it happens all the time. I'm like, damn, like how many people a day do you see like just coming in, stumbling and puking?
It would have been hilarious that once you ask that question, like immediately someone comes in barfing their guts out. Like, oh, that fast? Okay.
So needless to say, I puked and I took a piss.
Oh, so you did a number 3.
Yeah, I did a 3. I went back, and then Shade is like already waiting with another Red Bull and vodka. I had to turn him down. I'm like, dude, I'm done.
Did he do them right there, both of them?
No. Well,
that's too bad.
well, the Red Bull and vodka, it's a long glass. It wasn't a kamikaze shot.
Don't you hate that portion of drinking, like when you're getting right into the wasted phase, but you're still cognizant, like you can still make, like coherent thought. It's just impossible to talk that way.
Well, you think you can make coherent talk.
Well, it's what I mean is that like the way that you're thinking is perfect. You're fine. Your brain is fine. However, all of your motor skills, all of your speech, everything like that, it's impossible to make your thoughts speech.
Yeah, well,
I hate that portion of
like
drinking.
It's like that one dude in the video when he's like, recite the alphabet backwards, and this police officer having her like do like dance move, and he's like dancing and shit, and he's like, oh, that's really good. How do you get so good? He's like, I don't know, just drunk.
I'm like, oh shit. That's exactly what I mean. It's like, I know what I want to say, but I just can't say it. Yeah. Because I sound like an idiot. You say, I want to kick the ball in your mind, but the way you say it is, kick ball, I want. Shit. But you can always cuss. That's a rule. You can always cuss.
Yeah, well, the cursing part is, it's like a given, like.
Well, isn't that like a whole thing on speech? Like with people with speech impediments, is that cursing is actually a good way to help someone out of a speech impediment is to, like when you're getting frustrated, just cuss. Because it's like, because you can always cuss, no matter what. And if you think about it, like whenever you've been drunk, you've never had a problem using cuss words.
That is true.
It's fucking great. My problem is when I drink, I have to pee all the time. Like, so everybody thinks that I'm going to the bathroom to puke. It's like, no, dude, I'm actually going to go pee. Like, yeah, whatever, gonna go puke again. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. I just gotta go pee.
Oh, man. There's this, well, we'll leave this alcohol story for another time, but there's a couple of stories that I've, I told you my Guam story, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Well, sorry that I gotta be a cocktail. Sorry, audience, you won't get to listen to my Guam story yet. We'll save that one for later.
People apparently love our Air Force stories, but the interesting thing that I found and something that I wrote down because I wanted to talk to you about was that, I mean, how many TDYs did we actually go on together? Like you and I, was it 2 or 1?
I think it was just 1, buddy.
And that was to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Well, we stopped at because I remember I got cheese, so it was
Minnesota.
No, Wisconsin, wasn't it?
Yes.
We stopped at Wisconsin, and you didn't fucking. You was like, oh no, I'm just gonna go to bed, and I'm like, dude, come on, we're in Wisconsin, we gotta go get some cheese. And I actually
cheese, dude.
I actually did find a place where they had like it was like old cheese, like they had like the wheel, they were like making the cheese right there and then, so you get like a sampler, and they'll give you like like.
Yeah, but raisins. I was in my 20s. I didn't give a shit about cheese.
Like raisins and stuff, and you do like crackers, so you like get to combine them. And then like the guy like gave you like a mini like thing like, oh, now this type of cheese you want to make because it's like sour, you want to like mix it with something sweet, and then if you add a little bit of like saltiness to it, it just gets that flavor. And I'm like, oh, okay, like just give me some fucking
Just give me the fucking cheese.
But it was really really good cheese. Like
I've been to Tillamook. I'm all right. No,
yeah, we did that. We went to Wisconsin. Went to didn't we stop in Ohio?
I think we may have. What was that for? Exactly. I always forget what it was for, but we went to a few places on that trip.
I don't remember, dude.
But it was fun. I think the funniest part was that I don't know which one of us like found out first that we were going together. But we had been on the base together for a while by then.
Yeah.
And we had kept getting frustrated because they never sent us together. Yet all these other boom operators that were buddies.
Yeah.
Got to go on all these trips together. We're like, what the fuck is wrong with us? You guys are always sending these guys out. And we always said it was like a conspiracy. Like they never wanted to send us together for some reason.
You know, and like after you left, I found the secret. And the secret was to go to the scheduler and just bring him a like Mike. You remember Mike, right?
The mighty mustache?
Yeah, you would just get him a bottle of Captain Morgan. And dude, after that, he hooked me up every single time. Like, that's why I got all of those Vegas trips while everybody else was doing, like exercise.
Alert?
No, like an exercise, like a week exercise. I'd be like a week in Vegas.
You asshole.
Like, throughout my entire career of the Air, including reserve, I only did, like, one exercise. Like one.
I think I did 4 when I was at Fairchild.
One full exercise. Like, the whole, like, the 3 or 4 days or whatever. Everything else was, like, I was either, like, a backfill, so I just had to, like, sit on ass for X amount of hours. And the other ones, like, in active duty, like, I was either deployed or Mike would hook me up and he would, like, send me to Vegas or like, Hawaii for the weekend or whatever.
That's one thing that I did do a lot, actually. I went to Hawaii a lot. Like, that was, like, my main TDY. Because they would, I would get to work and they would, scheduling would say, like, oh, yeah, you're going on TDY. I'm like, I know I'm going to Hawaii. Because that's where they'd always send me.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to too many others. I had to do that, I don't know if you went to that bullshit at, oh, my God. Where was it at? It was some weird thing where we took a bunch of jets there, and I ended up getting, like, really sick when I was on that trip. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. It was this tiny little airfield.
I don't know.
I'll have to look at my records. I'll get back to you on it because it was a bullshit trip. I mean, we had to sleep in bunks.
Oh, that sucks.
It was bad. And I got sick and nobody wanted to be around me.
You do realize that, yeah, for, like, I don't know, I feel kind of bad for some people because, we were talking about Hawaii at work.
Yeah.
And how people, like, it's like, oh, yeah, I've been to Hawaii, and they're like, they're talking about their trip or whatever, and they've only been to Hawaii, like, once, maybe twice. And it's like,
I've been so many times.
Yeah, and we were like, and just the fact of, like, thinking, like, man, like, that was, like, my, like, I would go, like, every other week, like, even in the reserves, because that's, like, the standard trip, to go and do the...
Well, yeah, because it's
they call it the data link training, so it's a training that pilots require, and that leg from March to Hawaii just happens to be the only one or the nearest one to do that thing, and all they do is, like, punch, like, a couple of keys in a, like, a little computer, and that's it. That's their certification. And
well, I heard that they get all kinds of training for going overseas, quote unquote. Like, because it's the closest thing that they're going to get to going over the ocean and having to go through all of that, different type of stuff that you have to do, as opposed to, being over land all the time. Like, they have all the different waypoints and everything, but it really was bullshit. It was just an excuse to go to Hawaii all the time.
So we would leave on a Friday, morning, and then just come back on Sunday afternoon. And like I said, it was just like, yeah, you could say it's like, well, it's only like 2 days, but those 2 days we weren't doing anything. Like go out golfing, go to the beach. We actually saw the transition, right, Ronnie? We saw when like certain areas of Hawaii had the like they were like the prostitution streets.
Oh yeah.
And now they're like super clean. Like you can't find anything. Like you have to go to Guam.
Oh yeah, like in Waikiki, that was bad. I mean, there was hookers everywhere. I mean, and when I say everywhere, like half the people on the sidewalk were hookers. And then like later on, you know, it's like how come the city's so empty?
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's no hookers. So,
yeah, no, but like later on it was like legit. It's like commercial centers, and it's just like the streets look really, really clean. It actually looked like a tourism site.
Well,
but
that water was beautiful though.
Yep. Love the snorkeling.
It's amazing. There's so many people on the beach, but yet
Did you go to Matsumoto's?
No, I did not.
The shave ice cream. I mean,
no, I didn't. I went to Todai like all the time when I went there.
All right,
I went buffet.
I'm sorry, I just got my wife a perfume, and she's like making me smell.
Oh, I want to smell. Anna, give it.
Está diciendo que le des.
Let's smell it. Yep, put it up to the camera. Muy bueno. I love it when Zumi speaks Spanish.
I know you do. My wife loves it even more.
Oh, really?
So where was it? Oh, yeah, so Matsumoto. So the shave ice cream, essentially, right? Shave ice, and they put flavors in. They were actually on TV, like in a National Geographic type thing.
Well, they've been around forever, dude.
Yeah, and like the line is just so fucking huge. It's just like waiting for an In-N-Out burger sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the freshman coach, he went to Hawaii, and I told him about Matsumoto's, and like you can look it up. And he went, and he's like, yeah, like I don't know what you're talking about. Like there's like 3 people working there, and there was no line. I was like, I'm like looking at him like,
when the fuck did you go?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? He's like, well, it just went in the morning. And I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. Like when I went, like, I had to, like, wait in line. We were waiting in line for, like, 20, 30 minutes.
You sure there wasn't a crime scene right next to you? You know?
I don't know, dude, but Matsumoto was near us, like, where they have the surfing competition.
Yeah.
Stuff. And when it's not surfing season, like, the waves are so like there's like no waves, so it's a good site to do snorkeling, and that's what. I did.
And you can see everything
like,
from the shore.
Fucking turtles, like super big. I loved it there. Like if I had the choice, like I wouldn't mind living in Hawaii. Like,
well, there was the one thing that I was amazed at was the I know it sounds a little little homo, but I'm okay with it. Is the sunrises and the sunsets, because I always got well, not always, but like 3 or 4 times I got this one hotel room, and I'm pretty sure it was 605 was the number of the hotel room, but it was in the corner, and the way that they had the glass, like they had it from ceiling to floor in the corner, and the glass would touch in the corner, so there's no beam or anything like that. It's just glass.
Right.
And that was right there in the direction of, like it was west. So you could see the sunset right there over the ocean. And that's probably one of the only times I actually really appreciated a sunset. Because out there, it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you can see shit in the water. You can see things like swimming around in the water when you're up in your hotel room. It's incredible. But yes, it makes me feel bad because there's some people, like, that's their dream, is to take their spouse to go to Hawaii on like a week-long trip. And here's you and I, jagoffs, going every other weekend, you know,
Yeah.
and going, yeah, I've been to Hawaii. It's all right, you know.
Yeah, it's alright. It gets old, and you're like, what?
The waterfall gets boring,
Yeah.
you know.
No, but I don't know. I guess we'd be assholes if like we didn't really like enjoy it, and that's one of those things that, like, for example, when I went to Italy, like we were only there for a couple days, but like people didn't want to leave the base, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Are you serious?
I was like,
Dude, we got to go get pizza.
I'm like, I'm renting, like, we're like a friend and I like rented a car just to go out.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we were just
you
like,
have to.
let's go sightseeing. Like, I don't care if I don't see anything, but I'm not staying here. And it was really funny. Like, we went to Crete, and like I can read, the Greek alphabet. Like, so the words, I can read the words. I can't speak it. I can't like formulate stuff.
But you can understand what it means.
But I can.
It's
Yeah.
basic Latin.
Right. So it's Latin, Greek.
Well, Greek is, derived from Latin.
Latin. All right, air quotes, Greco Latin. But so I was like, oh, like this says this. Let's go there, and we ended up in like a lake area where they have like merchants and stuff, and it was like being in Mexico. Like, you get harassed by the merchants saying like, oh, eat here, friend. So, and we ended up having like some killer gyros. Like, we didn't stop there. We went to like the one that looked like really, really homely,
Yeah, the best one.
Those tend to be the best ones. It's like,
well, when I was there, they had a little. You can't even call it like a restaurant, because it was just like off of someone's apartment building or house. I couldn't tell. Like, but they had like a tiny little bar where there was like 4 chairs, or 4 stools rather, right? And they'd have a little awning that comes out, and it wasn't very big or anything like that, and it was only meant to accommodate like a couple people at a time, obviously. And you go up there and you can order pizza.
Oh, nice.
And dude, fucking Italian, like real Italian pizza. They put everything on pizza, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's like that's like their staple. Because a pizza just is like whatever they throw on some bread product.
Yeah. Well, the one I had in Sicily was the simple one. It's the bread and the marinara sauce.
Yeah,
and
no cheese.
No cheese. And it was just like it was just there, and I'm like, I want that, and they just put it like in an oven for a little bit to warm it up, and that's it.
And it's delicious.
Pizza. And it was so freaking good.
The sauce is just
like, this doesn't need cheese. It doesn't need pepperoni. It's just, that's all it needs.
Well, dude, the lady that was cooking the pizza for us, I mean, she had some cheese on it, but there was barely any. Like, she did like a quick, like, little throw of the cheese. But when she was making the marinara, she took this bottle of some type of red wine and just dumped that stuff into the pot. And then she's like stirring that shit up and, getting it all ready. And she's throwing everything in there. She's throwing onions. She's throwing tomatoes. She's throwing peppers. And we're like, oh my God, I hope we went to the right place. She threw that thing in front of us, and they don't cut it.
No, it's just, it's just the row.
You just start ripping, And, oh my God, dude, that is probably the best pizza I will ever have in my entire life. And it should be, it's from Italy. But mushrooms, there was another thing.
Yeah, oh my God.
Portobellos, like out
mushroom.
the ass.
Dude.
And you cook a portobello the correct way. That's a substitute for meat.
The ones the stuffed mushrooms with like cheese and stuff.
Oh my God! Stop.
Those were
hungry.
so good. Although didn't I tell you, like, I did get ripped off though on one.
By how much?
By a lot, like 30 euros each.
Oh.
Yeah, that was at the time was like $60 per person. So what happened is we went to this place, and I was like, let's find a fucking pizzeria, right? Like I want pizza. Let's just find a pizza place that's gonna be cheap. It's like off the street or whatever. And again, a fucking pilot being a fucking douchebag. It's like, oh no,
Made himself known.
let's go to the restaurant. Like this looks like a good place to eat. And
Like, dude, you got to go to the places that look unsafe. That's where you eat.
I know, and I knew there was something wrong with Denver because like the guy came over and he said like sit down, and he's like, I was like, I'll be your waiter, and I'm like, where's the menu? And the guy's like, oh, I'm your menu. What do you want? Oh, we're
Like,
like,
yeah.
like I don't get it, and kind of like like, what do you feel like eating? And he was, oh, we'll just bring it. So it was kind of like our Chinese food experience, Lonnie.
Oh,
Where
are we going to go back to that?
Yeah, where if I order something, let's say I order a dish and it's 10 euros, right?
Yeah.
I pay 10 euros. But if somebody else digs in to that dish, because you share, they bring a big dish and you share, right? So now I gotta pay my 10 euros, and whoever had of that food pays 10 euros.
But it makes sense over there. Like I'm just gonna put it out there. I know it's upsetting for most Americans, but seriously, that's how they do shit.
And
I'm just saying.
So one of the guys was like, he didn't tell me. He just ordered spaghetti, like pasta, and that's it. That's all he ate. He didn't eat anything. But I ate the mushroom. I ate the meatballs. I ate like, what else did I eat? I can't remember. It was like a shitload of stuff. And at the end, I ended up paying 60 euros for a fucking meal. And I was like, you're gonna be kidding me.
Because you dug in.
Because I dug in. And it was just as little as like one spoon. And that's it. Get charged for the full dish.
That's what happens.
And I'm like, dude, I can understand if I have like a full dish for
me.
Well,
but that's the interesting thing, because you could have ordered all of those items for the house price of probably like 20 euros.
Yeah.
Like you could have ordered like only the portion that you needed of each of those items, and they would have charged you a small amount. But because they're going to charge you the asking price pretty much.
Yeah.
Of everything when you do that.
So I don't know, like hopefully they'll. I mean, it was a couple of years ago, right? But like that was my experience with that fancy place. And then when I went exploring by myself and I found like those ghetto looking places where they have the pizza, dude,
the real food.
Yeah, my pizza was like 2 euros. I was like, this is fucking delicious. Like I want another one.
Might have rat meat in it, but it's fucking delicious.
Yeah, I didn't care. But 2 euros versus 60, dude, you can't.
Well, the thing that I find interesting about most of these countries where they have like not the ghetto, but like the real common parts of the city where you eat, right?
I say ghetto like loosely.
Well, you and I probably mean ghetto in like the more of the tight knit apartment, like huge apartment building type places.
Yeah, way to say
like just where the I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say ghetto.
It's a good save. Yeah, way to save it.
I'm just trying to say like the really congested areas of town.
Yeah, not like the poor areas where like people are like asking for money and they're just ghetto and like white trashy or brown trashy.
Yeah, that.
I guess.
Well, but where the areas where they have a high population, that's usually where you get the best food, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and when you go there, they usually have like one price. Like, or let's say, you're going to order a dish. Every dish is the same price. Now, if you were to get something like large, like I want this dish and I want a bottle of wine and this, of course it's going to be more, but it's like I order spaghetti, you order a few slices of a pie, it's the same price.
Yeah.
Because they're just making it themselves. And it takes the same amount of time, and that's how they figure it. So I don't know. I've always loved going to like the really, the weird parts of town in some of these places because that's where the best fucking food is.
Except in Tijuana.
Well, oh yeah, Tijuana might be the exception. Well, I think, but Tijuana's getting better. Come on now.
No, it's not, dude. No, it's not.
Come on, defend your homeland.
No, I won't because it's not. Like, did I ever tell you? Like, I I haven't told you this, but I actually bought cocaine once.
Why?
It wasn't for me. Like,
Oh, of course not.
no, it wasn't for me. Like, but I didn't know what I was buying. And I bought cocaine.
What did you think you were buying? Powdered sugar?
No. Well, it's like somebody told me, it's like, hey, you want to buy, you want to get, I can't remember what you said. And, I was trying to be all cool, and I'm like, yeah. And I go outside, and I'm like, I don't know where to get this. And she's like, oh, come with me. And so she asked for it, and I was like, how much you want? And I'm like, I don't know, it's like $20, okay? She's like, the girl that I was trying to impress looks at me, she's like, yeah, that's like really good. And, the guy comes in with a fucking, what's it called, like an 8-ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's what I got.
Okay, I gotta ask.
I didn't do it though.
What's the going price for cocaine on the streets nowadays?
I have no clue, dude. This
Do you
happened.
know anybody that would know?
No, not really.
Because I'm interested because I like from what I hear, like on the like say not on the news, but like from people online, is that cocaine for some reason, even though we all know what the dangers of cocaine are, for some reason it's making a big comeback. Not as big as heroin though. Have you heard this shit? Like heroin all of a sudden made a huge comeback.
What?
Yeah, here in the States, people are ODing on it all over the place.
Is that why they have that new law now that the officers can carry like this shot?
Yes.
Like it's kind of like an EpiPen, but it's for overdosing, right?
Yes, it's basically like it still has like a type of epinephrine, but it's not really epinephrine. I don't know what it is. That's why it's difficult for me to explain, but it's basically something to like get somebody out of their. Okay, what was the it's not the same thing as Pulp Fiction. It's something different.
The adrenaline shot?
Yeah, it's not adrenaline.
Are you talking what she took?
No. I'm talking about what the like police officers are carrying now.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard this that they were carrying like this sort of EpiPen type thing where because they found there's been some cases where the people have OD'd inside the car and they just crash, or they have their kids in the back seat, fucking dumbasses. And if a police officer like finds them in time, they can just shoot him, and that potentially can save their lives. So you save their lives to put them in prison and ruin their lives.
Pretty much. Well, I'm hoping that like this is something that we fixed, and that we fix down the road is the whole issue that we've talked about this on a previous podcast about the failure of modern rehab.
Oh yeah.
And how like you hear from drug addicts that have come out of it and they're clean now, but they're like, dude, that was like one of the hardest things I've ever done because I'm sitting there listening to other people describe how they used to take either heroin or cocaine, and I'm sitting here trying to deal with my own problem, and this guy's going to explain to me what it tastes like to go back to Burger King. It's like you can't do that.
Right.
You can't just sit a bunch of addicts around each other and just to start describing how great it was and how good it felt to get that one hit. And it's like, Jesus, you're basically like, enticing the fantasies of all of these poor addicts. And yes, I say poor addicts because these people are like, some of them I get why you would call them like an asshole, because they'll do it despite the fact. They'll be like, I don't need to, but I want to. Now there's the other addict where they have that mental addiction.
Right.
Now those people need help, like real help. And the way that we have in our modern rehab system just doesn't work at all. I mean, the numbers are just, you described them when we were talking about it. It's just terrible. But hopefully we'll get better down the road where we'll have like real systems for people to work through this stuff. Because that's, people always call these people that like a parent that has their kid in the car and they shoot up with heroin. they call him a piece of shit. It's like, well, you do know that that person has like absolutely no cognition of that child in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like that's not that, and it's not. It's yes, it's their fault that they started down that road, but at that moment, that is not even in the foreground of their mind. You know, it's. I'm not defending addicts. I'm not, but I still do think that they need real help.
Right.
You know, you can't just give up on them and say, "Well, fuck them, they're a junkie." You know, it's like, dude, you have the same type of problem just with a different product. You know, whether it be electronics or Burger King. You know.
Although, yeah, well, yeah. So
That was a rabbit hole we don't need to go down.
I know. How did we get to?
Because I'm an asshole.
We went from Hawaii to like talking about drug addicts.
Which I can get to. Like it. What I do want to ask you before I actually take a break here for taking a piss. I think we've gone for about an hour, so we could probably take a break pretty soon. What is the actual like original job of a police officer?
To protect and serve, right?
Well, that's the motto, right?
Well, I mean, it's there for a reason.
Yeah, of course it is. I'm not. I'm not trying to bash it. I'm just saying.
Police officers are kind of like the modern knights of, like, you know.
Well, I've always assumed that like a police officer's job is only to enforce the law, right?
Well, no,
but
that's a judge, isn't it?
Yes, I guess you could put it that way. Shit, it's difficult. Like, okay, let's say when a police force was first started. Let's just say here in America.
Oh shit! I hope we don't have police officers listening to this.
No, because I, dude, would you want to do that job?
Like right now, no.
No, I have the highest respect for police officers. I want to put that out there before we.
Lonnie, you know, I was gonna be OSI essentially if I didn't get hired in the reserves.
Yeah.
And you know,
I don't know how people do it.
Seriously, I have mixed feelings about it because like now it's like, you know, we went from like in Mexico there's no respect for police officers. Like, you know this, right? Corruption is just I mean, it's something that, you know, like you get pulled over, just pull a $20 bill, you increase your chances of not getting a ticket. You might get away with it.
Yeah.
Right. There's always a one that will say like, no, like you're getting a ticket or whatever. But that was something that used to see in the States is that if there was if they got something right was law enforcement, and nowadays it's like, dude, it's like every time I see somebody like it's like, oh, this police officer shot so and like he's cold blood. It's like, and I'm like, dude, like you gotta give me the benefit of the doubt. And on most of the video that they show, they only show one segment.
Yep, they don't show the beginning portion.
So,
and we've talked about this. It's like there are exceptions.
Well, even like pick the latest one where he's like, oh, he used excessive force, or he shot him while he was running and he didn't need to. And I'm like, well, first off, you know, at that point you don't know what's going to happen, one, and two, if you are not in the situation, I mean, you can judge and you can say he should have done this, he should have done that, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
You weren't the one with the adrenaline rush. You weren't the one presented with that situation and that split second to make a decision, or you know, no.
That's it. Well, yeah, and it's a good way to preface it, because what I'm really asking, you know, like with what the actual job of police officers is because I feel like they've, like nowadays, they're demanded a lot from the public when that's not actually their job description, like what their original purpose was. And to me, like just from going through history is that the police force, their job is to, like you say, like their motto, protect and serve. And say, something happens where there's a police officer needed, somebody with training, with a gun, that can mitigate a situation. That's a good reason for a police officer to be existing. Or let's say, this happens a lot more in small towns, by the way, before I even say it, is, say, someone breaks down on the side of the road. And you see it every now and then, like where a police officer will get up behind the guy, ask him if he needs anything. Do you need me to call somebody? Do you need a ride? And you don't see that too often in big cities because there's just the sheer volume of people. It's tough being an LAPD, no matter how corrupt some segments of them are.
Well, I remember when my car broke down in the middle of a fucking intersection. Cop comes in and he's like, hey, you gotta move your car, dude. You're gonna get hit. And I'm like, it's done. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, get your license. And I'm like trying. And he's like, you know what? You're fine. Like, just put it in neutral. I'll push you into like the nearest. And I guess legally they can't even tell you or give you a number of like a toll company or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah.
They can do the wink thing where they're like, if I were you, I would call,
But he's like, yeah, legally we can't. I can't even give you like the number of my mechanic because it's, it's like a conflict of interest or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Well, it would be like a police officer promoting a product.
Right.
It's... But and that's what I mean. It sucks to be a police officer, but like...
But at that point, I'm like, dude, like, I need your help. You're here. Like, I'm stranded. Like, I'm not... Like, I live in San Diego. I don't live in fucking Palmdale anymore. Like, I don't have any... It's like... But the thing is, like, it's so fucking ridiculous. Like, he can't even tell me, like, yeah, across the street there's a fucking mechanic or whatever.
And that sucks.
Because he's afraid that by him telling me, I'm gonna go back and say, haha, I'm gonna sue you because,
And that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like they've had their hands tied. Is what I'm really saying. Is that. Well, it's only because, like, nowadays, for recent events that have happened, there's a lot of tension going on between races, right? And it's undue. It's like, why, I quote, Rodney King, why can't we, can we all just get along? It's like, seriously, can we just get along and say that a police officer's job is to protect and serve? If the shit goes down, his job is to protect. And if something happens on the side of the road or there's an incident that happens, he's there to serve.
Right.
Is that not the job of a police officer? The basics of it, rather.
Yeah, I would say yes.
And now, giving tickets for speeding and stuff like that, I don't honestly have a problem with that. Because there's assholes out there that would probably go 120 miles per hour in a school zone,
Yeah. Well, but here's... I'll let you finish.
We could go down this with all the hypotheticals and stuff like that, but I think the basic idea of what I'm trying to say is that I see all this stuff going on and people getting, so pissed off at the police officers and I'll give you the fact that there's some guys out there that want to be a police officer just so they can continue to be a bully and get paid for it. I'll give you that. Because I've come across some of those guys. Yeah. But I will say that 90% of the time that I've ever been pulled over or had a meeting with a police officer, it's been fine. There's been nothing. All he wants to do is do his job. And he wants to be safe. He wants to get home to his own family. I mean, can you imagine having to pull a person over and wonder, is this where I get shot?
Yeah.
Just for a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Or because I went through a red light. And it's like the cop's like, shit, I got to pull this guy over. And then, you get shot because this asshole has a warrant and he doesn't want to go back to jail because he ran a red light.
Yep.
I mean, it sucks. I'd never do it.
Did you see the news of this guy that this police officer I think he just came out of the hospital or has been fully recovered, but he got shot 15 times and survived.
15 times?
15 times and he survived.
Dude, that's an astronomical number being shot. Like, where was he shot? Does it say?
I'll look it up. I saw him on the
here,
news.
Why don't you look it up? And I mean, I'll take my break, but it'll seem like nothing, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Did you find anything?
I did. So his name is Brian Murphy.
Brian Murphy.
And he was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the what's it called? I'm gonna butcher this. The Sikh temple. The
Sikh
temple. Yeah.
You mean like the religion Sikh?
Yeah. So
okay.
So this guy just went in and decided he's gonna shoot people.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
So he
an asshole.
So he responds. I guess the gunman was an Army veteran, and I mean I'm gonna skip the whole details and stuff. But anyway, the guy gets shot 15 times.
Jeez. And lived, right?
So he's saying like there's a bullet that hit his jawbone, went through his throat, ripped apart his voice box. His esophagus,
the fuck?
And then the bullet bounced off his spine. And he's saying like it didn't feel that bad. It just felt like getting punched. And then is this guy the Terminator?
He's
like the Terminator. So the guy kept shooting on him. One, like his thumb exploded. Like the fire like hit the gun and exploded. So one in the thumb. He doesn't really like. You have to see the video, and he'll actually go through like the specific parts. But this is the really cool part of this story, though. Like it's a year later, you know. He gets approached by a survivor, and she's like, "How many times did you get hit?" And he's like, 15. He's like, "Yes, don't you get it? It's like one bullet for every one of us that was hiding inside."
Oh, what the fuck?
There were 15 people hiding inside when he responded and got in, and then the gunman like put his attention on him. So
holy crap!
So he, that's when you know that there's a God, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
So he's saying, oh, and there's two. Oh, where I just read it.
Gosh, that's weird, man.
There's 2 bullets inside of him still, I think. That's what I read.
And he's just residing within his body?
Yeah. Yeah, like they couldn't get him out.
Was it because it would like do some damage or something like that if they pulled him out, or it was just too deep?
It just mentioned that there's 2 bullets inside of him still. Okay, so here it is. Of the 15 shots, 3 hit Murphy's bulletproof vest. 12 enter his body. 2 bullets are still inside him to this day, but they don't really say like right. So, but when I was watching this, like the guy was going through like how like he got shot here. He showed his thumb. He's like missing his thumb.
You know,
and it's just like he got hit here. It's just like damn.
This is what you ask police officers to do when they put on the uniform.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about. Is that it's just when I know that it sounded like an asshole question when I asked, like, what's the job of a police officer? Because it sounds like I'm going to ask, like, what the fuck are they supposed to be doing? No, that's not what I'm asking. That is totally the opposite of what I'm asking. I'm asking, what are we supposed to be expecting from police officers?
No.
I guess that would be a better way to phrase it.
Well,
because these 15.
Yeah. And essentially he saved 15 people, dude, just by drawing the attention to him.
I mean, I would gladly give up my life for my kids and my wife, but for strangers,
Is that where you draw the line?
maybe I might take one in the butt cheek for you, Zumi. Never in the balls. Just kill me.
I was shot in the buttocks.
They said it was $1 million wound. Government must keep that money.
I guess shout out to this police officer.
What's his name? Brian Murphy?
Lieutenant Brian Murphy.
Lieutenant Brian Murphy, you are a fucking madman. You are awesome.
He even has like the RoboCop name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking badass.
The two first names,
This guy's fucking badass.
Wow. That's crazy, man. 15 times. Dude, you're going to get free drinks for the rest of your life. And you deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I have Monday off, by the way.
How come you have Monday off? I gotta
Because
work.
I fucking felt like it.
Oh.
No, I actually, this year, I split up one of my vacation weeks, and I have 3 of them this year, plus 4 single days. And I just decided to split one up, so I just have a bunch of, like 1 days that I can move around and stuff. And oh my gosh, these last 2 weeks have just been brutal, to say the least.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, with like being sick and then starting up school and then all the shit with the van and all the other stuff. I was just like, you know what, fuck it. You know what, don't be an asshole. Zumi's playing the violin for me. I had to. I didn't have to. Let's be real honest. I didn't have to. I could have just, nutted up and gone, but I just really didn't want to. So I got Monday off, so it'll be nice. I'll be able to catch up on everything and, get some schoolwork done. But, dude, everybody says that it's hard going to work and going to school at the same time. It's really fucking hard. And then you add kids on top of that.
Yeah.
And then all the shit that kids... Oh my gosh.
I was on that boat not long ago, Lonnie.
Yep, it sucks, but it's worth it. It really is. Because, I mean, you can go to bed every day feeling like you actually did something.
Oh. Well,
and I just sleep better because of it.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I mean, it's not like high school where you have to have all A's and shit.
Yeah.
At the end of it just says bachelor's degree in or whatever.
Yep.
Or master's degree in. It doesn't say GPA is this, or unless you're really I don't know, a fucking moron and you're going for valedictorian or something like that. But I don't know. I know a lot of people with masters that are in doctorate programs and they're just fucking morons, dude.
Yeah, it's I don't know, because I believe in the law of association, or the theory of association, not the law. The fact that you can learn anything as long as you want to learn it.
Yeah.
And I say this for anybody. I say it for even people that are mentally challenged, that have a disability. You can still learn. It may take you a lot more work, but association is such a powerful tool. And I wish they would have taught this type of stuff in high school. The power of association when you're learning, and things like personal finance. I just don't understand why they don't teach that in high school.
Yeah, that's a big one. Money.
I mean, I know that you and I are going to be teaching our kids about finances.
Yeah.
No,
definitely. Like my dad
Yeah.
didn't teach me about finances. His
Oh,
way of
neither did
finances
my
was
parents.
like, don't get in debt. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like that, and there was never an explanation for it.
Well, and it's probably because they didn't know much more than we do. It's
Yeah.
But when I say power of association, I think I've talked about this on a previous podcast, probably. But the association is basically taking something that you know or enjoy is a better way. Taking something that you enjoy and associating it with something that you have to learn. And I swear to God, it's like the only way that I can memorize most of the stuff that I've done through school. Just because, like, and you'll laugh at me, which is fine. The easiest way for me to learn stuff is to associate all of my schoolwork with Star Wars. Just because, like, growing up, that was my thing. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, but if I can associate something with Star Wars and say, okay, this problem is the Death Star or something nerdy like that, right? Seriously, I can learn anything. Pretty much. Now, you can't necessarily do that with calculus. You have to associate with something a little bit more complex, I'm sure, but it's basically the same concept. And I wish kids nowadays were taught that type of thing. Like the different learning styles and how to utilize your strengths, and turn your weaknesses into strengths because you know what your weaknesses are. I think personal finance is probably the bigger one, though, because you can be a dumbass, and as long as you know how to manage your finances, you'll have money. You can be a dumbass that has money. What are you eating? That looks delicious.
This is a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
This is my favorite chocolate.
I have Sam Adams and iced tea.
I mean, I only have that Reese's peanut butter. So.
I'm sorry.
I got water.
Oh, did you see my cup? Let me see if I can put it.
I did see your cup.
Yeah, this is my daughter's cup. It pisses her off so much that I use this. For all those out in audio land that can't see us,
it's a My Little Pony cup.
It's a My Little Pony cup, but it's a huge cup. I mean,
it's like a liter.
Yeah. And I use it all the time because it's like one of the biggest cups that we have in the house. And I like to put a lot of ice in my drinks. And this is the only thing that'll accommodate that. So my daughter will look at me and be like, stop using my cup. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's the best cup.
You wanted to ask me something, right, Lonnie?
Did I?
Speaking of having a day off.
Having a day off. Oh, let me see. I'm trying to think. Oh yes, Zumi highlighted it for me. Okay. I have a question. I do have a question for you, Zumi. When you shit your pants at work, should that count as a day off for you? A paid day off? Because you're already having a, no pun intended, shitty day. So, I mean, and sometimes, like, stuff like that just happens, right?
It hasn't happened to me. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm just saying, as a general statement, like, if you shit your pants at work, should you be allowed to go home and get paid for the rest of the day?
I
don't know. Like once a year.
Well, no, but that means that once a year I'm shitting my pants. No way.
I guess you could say that, but
okay. First of all, who's shitting their pants?
Well, I think the bigger question is, okay, and the only reason I ask this is because this has been a joke. Like, any job that I've ever been at is like, go, don't jerk off in the bathroom. Okay, my question is, I know that this wouldn't be a joke. Just like any caution or warning label, this joke wouldn't exist if someone hadn't done it. My question is, who the fuck is jacking off at work? I'm just wondering, because most restrooms that we have at work in any workplace are communal bathrooms.
No.
Who's doing that?
I will say this, Lonnie.
Oh my God, don't tell me you've jacked off at work.
No. No, I did hear from a close acquaintance. Because if I say friend, like something, then everybody's like gonna be like, "Oh, is it me?"
Freudian slip.
No, but I'm sort of kind of throwing him under the bus because it was a boom operator that told me this. That he's like, yeah, like this one time I went back to the boom pod and just like fucking rub one off, like
Dude, that's fucking gross.
I'm like, dude, how do you? He's like, I'm like, how do you even get a fucking boner? Like it's so fucking cold back there. Like that's the first one, first of all, it's fucking cold back there.
That's the minimum question, like that's the small question.
And then it's like, and then what the fuck, man? And he's like, oh, I was just like horny and I fucking rubbed one out. And you know where it had like that little hole where you like,
oh dude,
like, yeah, I guess that's where he fucking nutted.
Like out the plane?
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, that is so wrong on so many levels.
I know. And I wasn't taking seriously. I was like, nah, you're fucking messing with me. He's like, no.
Okay,
dude.
wait. Explain the hole.
Okay, so in the back of the airplane, in the boom pod, you're lying on your stomach, and you're like, if you were to imagine, like,
it's like a massage therapist chair, almost.
But so the controls are kind of awkward because you're lying down and you have a stick on the bottom that is controlled by your right hand, and then you have a
telescoping
handle that is flat parallel to the airplane, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, guys, Google it. Just Google boom operators, KC-135s, and you'll see
it's awkward.
You'll see how the controls are. They're pretty awkward. So, but on the bottom where the control on that's for the right hand, like on the bottom, they have like insulation. If you lift that insulation, there's a mini hole like about the size of a
little smaller than a dime.
Yeah, about a dime, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a hole. I mean, if you put your finger there, it's like you're outside.
Yeah.
It's like sticking out your finger outside your window. You're going at high velocity. So what some soldiers back in the day, airmen got like really clever is that like, well, I can smoke, and then so they would go back there and smoke, and the smoke will just fucking
just gets sucked right out.
Yeah, it's just sucked right out. So this little hole is where this guy nutted.
That's a small target. Well, I guess big for some, but
but the way he was explaining it was that he was just like, oh, it's just horny, and I was like, that's like,
yeah, I'm just horny all the time.
I'm like, dude, like it's fucking cold back there. How did you get a boner? And two, what the fuck is wrong with you?
How did he do it laying down?
Dude, I don't know. But
I'm just trying to think of the physics because of the boom pod.
I did not ask for details. I don't need the details.
Well, I just want to explain the boom pod for a minute.
If this was a hot chick telling me, yeah, I masturbated back there, that's a whole different thing, right?
Yes, but I can understand how they do it. I don't understand how a dude is able to do it back there.
I don't know. I guess
Okay.
It must be hung like a
boom
bowl,
pod. When you are laying down on your stomach back there, how much room is between your back and the ceiling portion of the boom pod?
Not
like
much.
What? Like less than a foot?
Yeah, it's less than a foot. Because when I adjusted, I've hit the top of my headset.
Oh, yep. And that's where they have that panel, like right above your head. So like you should not lift your head because there's no padding there.
Yeah. That's why my back is so fucked up.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the chin rest. That's the worst part. It's like if you're laying flat on your stomach and you were to put the back of your head into your shoulder blades.
Yeah.
That's what you're like when you're refueling. Like the whole time you're refueling.
We shouldn't be explaining this. We should just fucking Google it. Don't be lazy.
just Google it.
Don't be lazy.
But this is why I can't understand how someone is able to jerk off back there.
That's his story. Like I said, that's his story. But
I don't know if I should call bullshit.
It sounded pretty legit. I mean,
his jerk off story sounded pretty legit.
No, well, the type of person, you know.
Do I know this person?
Yes, you do know this person.
Is it a close acquaintance?
No, but I'm not gonna name drop right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not asking you to name drop. I'm just trying to see if I can figure out in my mind. Is it the 92nd or 93rd Air Refueling Squadron?
Neither.
Huh.
Somebody from that went to school with me, and then we eventually ended up working together.
Okay. And I do know this person?
Yes, you do. I'll type in the name.
Okay, let me.
But I'm not. Like I said, I'm not gonna do it on the podcast because it's
okay.
But just know that there are people that are jacking off at work.
See, I don't know why you would. But
I mean,
that was just my question. It's like, who are these people that are doing this? Are you doing this on Skype Messenger? I gotta see. Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No, I kid you not.
Wow. Yep, I got the first name without you typing it. Thank you.
Right. Just to make sure, because I'm technically, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Wow, dude, you just blew my mind.
I know, dude. Did I open new horizons?
You open new horizons.
You know, it's
into
kinda,
the lives of other people.
It like people are gonna think like, oh, it's kind of dangerous to know this guy. Cause he's just gonna roast me on the podcast.
You know who you are.
Yeah. I think you know who you are. You know that.
Okay,
I know.
and for all those people that are jerking off at work,
stop it.
Stop it. Just stop.
Unless you're a hot chick. If you're a hot chick, I want to see that video.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Why not?
Now,
I mean, it'll give me a little bit of inspiration, you know.
I guess. Now, okay, so we've talked about we've talked about police. I don't know if that was you or me that messed up on the highlighting here.
I think it was you, buddy. The hell?
Nope, that was you. That was you. Everything got highlighted on the set list here. So we've talked about food. I mean, that was one of the big things because I was thinking about food this week a lot. I don't know why.
Speaking of food,
here we go.
I tried the pastrami sandwich from Board and Brew for the first time.
Oh my God,
dude, this thing's fucking amazing.
Right? Like, how amazing? Describe it for me, because this is like porn for me. Keep going, I'm almost there.
Like the melted cheese, the grilled onions, the pepperoncinis. It's just it has the perfect blend. Like, you know how they give you a sauce?
Uh-huh. Like an au jus?
Yeah. No, like they're like Thousand Island type sauce.
Oh, yeah?
You don't even need to pour it in. You can just bite into that pastrami, chew it, swallow it, and just enjoy it.
Dude, I think I might cry. Even though I had Christelle made grilled roast beef and cheese sandwiches tonight, and they were, I don't know, is heavenly a good word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could use that. Heavenly. They were just delicious. But, yeah, this is why I've been thinking about food, is because Christelle has been making some damn good food lately. I mean, not that she doesn't always, honey, if you're listening, you are actually a very good cook all the time. But I don't know. I've just been thinking about food, and...
Dude, dangerous. Danger zone. Danger zone.
My question is like, what do you think the best fast food chain is? Like, as far as taste goes. Okay, the ones that I'm going to cut out so that you can't use them is like In-N-Out.
A bastard.
because we know that's delicious. And I don't know if you know of Five Guys.
I'm not. I mean, I'll eat Five Guys, but I'm not like a big Five Guys.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll just cut out In-N-Out. Let's see what you say.
I'm gonna say, well, can it be a burger joint? Are you okay if it's a burger joint?
Yeah, we'll go with just burger joints.
All right.
Burger joints for now.
Burger Lounge.
Where is that?
You never been to Burger Lounge?
Is it here in Spokane?
No, it's in. Well, I have one by where I work.
Okay.
They have like the best fucking onion rings that you will ever had.
Oh my god, a good set of onion rings.
So you do a half and half. They'll do half fries and like they'll give it to you in the baggie. Half fries, have onion ring.
Oh, like a greasy bag?
Yeah.
Like where like it's dripping when they hand it to you?
Well, it's not like dripping. The burger's dripping,
okay.
but
well, either way.
Yeah, but it's like a $12 burger.
Okay.
You know, so because every time I go with my brother, we're spending like $22, $23.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. You get the burger is it's a grass-fed burger.
Oh, best burgers, man. Best burgers.
So you get that, you get the lettuce, the grilled onions, and then you get the fries with the onion rings. Dude, you've never had Burger Lounge before, Lonnie.
No, I've never had Burger Lounge.
When you come down here, I'm gonna take you to Burger Lounge.
Well, the first thing I got to do every time I come down to California, you know the place I eat when I come down to California first.
I know, but you may change it.
That'll be second. Okay. But In-N-Out is a must.
I know In-N-Out is a must, but I'm telling you, like Burger Lounge, it may be a step up from In-N-Out.
That's pretty bold.
I know, but the onion rings, dude, they're so good.
But it's not the burger. I'm talking about the burger. How's the burger?
Well, the burger's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't.
Is it In-N-Out good?
It's homemade from scratch good.
Yeah, but In-N-Out, dude.
Yeah, but In-N-Out they get their meat from somewhere.
Okay. I want you to explain the difference in grass-fed beef as opposed to mass production beef, like steroids beef, like corn-fed beef. Not corn-fed. What's the word?
I'm not
hay and all that.
Dude, I'm not an expert in this shit.
Are you? Come on, you know the difference between like a grass-fed beef and okay.
Well, okay, I'll say this. Like it's a little bloodier.
Yes.
And the meat doesn't taste as hard, or it's not as hard.
Yeah, the texture's much different.
Right, the texture. And like when you bite into it, I don't know how to describe this.
I will say it tastes more like farm when you have grass-fed beef.
Right, you don't. But the thing is, like, you don't have to chew like hard. It's like a soft chew.
Yeah, it goes down much easier.
Yeah.
Well, it just for me, I would say like grass-fed beef just tastes less fake because it is. It tastes less raised.
you taste less rat fecal matter.
Well, yeah, but I've heard people say that like grass-fed beef tastes gamey. No, it doesn't. Grass-fed beef doesn't taste gamey. If you want to taste gamey, eat bear. You know,
or buffalo.
Or buffalo.
I've
buffalo is extremely gamey.
I've had buffalo burgers.
They're good. They're just different.
In Alaska, and that was like the worst fucking burger I've ever had in my life.
Really? I like buffalo, but
no, I did not enjoy buffalo burger at all.
That might be my ancestry.
I don't know. I don't know how those animals went extinct because fucking buffalo's fucking nasty, dude.
Well, what's the weirdest piece of meat you've ever had, or the weirdest meat?
Probably yours.
Oh. Besides mine. Is it buffalo?
Yeah, buffalo is definitely up there. Like it.
You
No,
obviously didn't grow up with rednecks.
no, I didn't. And but I've had what's it called?
El rata?
No, not rat, horse. I think I've ate horse meat before.
I've had horse meat. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, me neither. Like I was like, no, dude. Like,
There's something really odd about horse meat.
yeah, it's like maybe it's because it's just because the animal itself is like pure muscle, you know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, growing up with my family, I had my Aunt Vicky, who she was the most native of all of my dad's family, like just kind of got into it the most. She always had, something weird, like, or not, maybe not something weird. I think a better term is like something you would not normally find in a grocery store.
Right.
And because of that, I've had, of course, venison, like deer.
Oh, venison is delicious, though.
Dude, venison is like one of the best meats in the world, man. Like a good deer meat I've had straight up deer. I've had caribou, which is also really good. I've had bear, which is not good because it's a carnivore, which I didn't know that most people don't know this, like that carnivore meat is not good. You can eat it, it's fine, but it's because of the fact that it's eating another animal that the meat just turns out different. Like the meat tastes in a way like the things that the animal is eating.
Yeah.
This is why herbivores taste so good. It's because they eat fruits and berries and, they eat grasses and things that are growing out of the earth.
So you're in a way you're saying I can shut a vegan's pie hole by telling them.
I've actually used that argument, is that saying that you're just making yourself taste better for all the carnivores. Yeah.
I am I was gonna say like if whatchamacallit?
I don't know.
Because if you're a carnivore and you're eating, if no, because fuck, because the cow is eating the grass and all that stuff, it saves me the time of actually consuming the vegetable. I'll just have the animal eat the vegetable, and therefore when I kill it and eat their meat, it'll taste like the vegetable that it's eating. So in a way, I am more vegan than a vegan is.
Because the animal has consumed more vegetables than you possibly could?
Exactly.
I guess so. I still believe that the smell of bacon is the cure for veganism.
I don't know, dude. Like I've known some people that actually puke on the side of like bacon. Yeah.
How?
I know.
Bacon is like a gift from the heavens. I mean, like a good thick cut peppered bacon.
Money.
Oh my god, dude.
Can I make a parenthesis here real quick?
Sure, why not?
So
you're the director. So
Pirate Bay is not working anymore.
Well, let me check. Did they take this one down too?
It looks like it. It says this page is currently offline.
It's not loading. Oh shit.
So that's why I haven't been able to download my stuff.
The Pirate Bay. Let's check out news.
Wow.
Ban will stop torrent users after 28. Okay. It's a total Pirate Bay proxy ban.
Meaning?
Which means that they don't have any mirrors.
Okay.
You remember when Kick-Ass first went down, right?
Yeah.
And they had mirror sites?
Yeah.
To begin with, and then they slowly just kind of started to go away. That's a proxy ban, is basically shutting down their servers.
Wow. So
force the block of Pirate Bay after a years-long battle. What the fuck?
They lost the battle, I guess.
Yep. Dude, that was like the one last bastion of pirating. Because Kick-Ass is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have Yiffy. You know him, right?
Yeah. Where are Yiffy?
Let's see if his site is still up.
Well, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know.
Here, yep, his site's still up. I'm not gonna, speak out the URL for it, but wow, they lost. I don't know how the fuck they lost. Okay, I may be talking out my ass, but with everything with torrenting, it's entirely legal in most countries because of the fact that they consider it shareware, right?
Right. Well, like I said, I'm in Mexico. I download my stuff in Mexico just for the fact that there's no restrictions as far as file sharing. Like there was either a conference, this one that I was watching with Alejandro Jorodowski, and a like one of his followers actually told him like, hey, can you say this? And he like publicly said it, like, hey, this guy said that because there's no restriction here, he uploaded my book. He scanned every copy of my book and he put it online on this webpage. So go ahead and download it. And he's like, if you want to download it, download it. I'd rather have a book, so and that gives me a little bit of money, so it just you can buy the book. That way you can have it, or you can just go to this guy's website. And
Yeah. Well, I think Tim Ferriss. Do you know who Tim Ferriss is?
No.
It'd be hard to explain who he is, but he has the book, the 4-Hour Work Week is his biggest one, and then the 4-Hour Body, and then the newest one is Tools of the Titans.
Are these pornos?
No, these are basically I wouldn't call them self-help. They're more like success books.
Okay.
Like personal and financial success. He's a smart kid. He's like 2 years older than me. But God, I can't say that anymore. I'm 32 years old.
Yeah, you're not a kid anymore.
Yeah, I can't say kid anymore. He had his stuff purposefully go up on torrenting sites because it helped his marketing.
Right.
Because all these torrenters, and most of them, that are going to these sites are downloading to see if they like it, and then they go and buy it. It's just like for video games that are torrented. These, people will go out there and they'll say, I don't know if I want to go to the store or go online and buy this game, so I'm going to play it a little bit off this torrent. And they'll play it and say, this is a fucking awesome game, and then they'll go right to Steam or wherever and go buy the game because the developer deserves it for making such an awesome game. I don't know if I see too much wrong with that.
I mean, I don't either. And well, nowadays they kind of made a kind of like a fix for that, right? So
yeah,
like now you'll just download a demo for free, essentially, or you can, like in TV or whatever, you can just wait Netflix,
yeah,
or something like that. Yeah. So,
well, that's the other thing is that the revenue for film companies has gone up for DVDs and film purchases online since Netflix has been around.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just the fact that HBO lost a little bit of money at the beginning of it when they started their streaming service.
Yeah. Well, I will say something about HBO though. Like
they fucking rock.
Yeah. I mean, they
up their game.
Yeah, when they were talking about Game of Thrones, for example, because Game of Thrones has like the record of the most illegally downloaded show in the fucking planet, essentially,
in history.
And he's like the CEO or the president was like, yeah, I don't care, like I don't care that people are watching the show, like it's a really good show, so the audience that really like it will buy the whatever products, but if it's like all we care about is that people are watching the show.
Yeah,
essentially that's what he said.
It's
like,
the
wow.
the basic idea of an artist, right?
Yeah.
It's if you were a painter and you painted this beautiful canvas. You want people to appreciate your not necessarily talents, but what you've done, like your vision, right?
Right.
And of course you want people to come and see the original. Of course you do, because it's special. But are you really going to get mad if someone prints out a copy and say, this is gorgeous and I wish I could go see it, but I can't?
Yeah. No, I don't mind with that. Okay, like I said, I can kind of see where all these companies that have an issue with torrenting come from. But here's the thing. Like, they try to shove down my throat that it's like, oh, you're affecting Joe Average. Right?
Yeah.
If I download a video, I'm affecting the salary of Joe Average. And I'm
But
like,
you're not.
yeah. Because that's the same as me saying, well, Joe Average, by you driving your car, you're affecting my kid's health that has asthma.
Yeah. Well, it's just a ridiculous statement. Yes, I mean, people tend to forget what actors actually used to make when they first started out.
Right.
Or let's even go back to like Shakespearean era. An actor was, I mean, you took an acting job for the fact that maybe you might get a couple pence at the end of that performance. I mean,
right.
And then actors in the 1800s, the early 1900s here in the United States, that wasn't for fame and fortune. It was for the art.
Yeah. And
now because of the entertainment industry, we've glorified that position, just like with football players, and that's what we like to watch. So these people get paid massive amounts of money for pretending to be someone else.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know, on a couple of podcasts ago, I mentioned that. I was like, you know how fucking crazy that is. We live in a planet or in a world where playing pretend is what we value most.
Yeah.
How good the actor is at playing pretend.
It's insane, isn't it?
They're giving, what was it, like, it's like $14 million to like one person, one actor.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here, I have to say this because since this it's not going to get too political, but I'm going to say this. When the campaign was going on, when the election process was going on between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, I mean, you had tons of actors coming out and siding with one party or the other, right? Yeah. And some of them, like Leonardo DiCaprio, would make these long speeches about why we need to elect Hillary Clinton. And then you had guys like Rob Schneider get on Twitter and, say, well, Trump is for this, this, and this. And, okay, here's what I don't understand. We pay these people, not necessarily we, but in a way we do. We're paying these people millions upon millions of dollars to pretend to be someone else, right? To fake us into believing that they are this character.
Right.
Then you're going to go and listen to this person on their what your political view should be.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound insane to anyone else?
It sounds pretty insane to me.
I mean, if you say I'm gonna pay you to pretend to be Charlie Chaplin, but then as soon as you turn around and say you should vote for this person, I'm gonna say, oh, well, your opinion obviously matters more than mine does.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens with. Okay, so for all those people that are pro, like, celebrity, like, okay, I'll just do this. I'll just put it this way. Let's say, and I'll use Leo because I like Leo.
Yeah.
So let's say Leo comes in and says, all right, I'm all for Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say it's still the elections. I'm all for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is the best candidate. Yada yada. Yeah. Following day, Hillary Clinton is found with a cocaine baggie and, you know, two young prostitute males. So now everything associated with Hillary Clinton is going to include Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
So my question is, so are you going to listen to him still?
Are you still gonna watch his movies?
Are you still going to watch his movies? Because he's pro Hillary Clinton. He supports everything that she does. And that includes cocaine and getting 2 male prostitutes.
And this is what I'm talking about, is that you people draw that line for some reason where they say, well, they're for this, this, and this that I don't agree with, but I'm going to watch their movies anyway because I like the way they act. And then you're going to turn around and say that, but what they're saying now is something I should listen to and take as reality. I mean, these people literally get paid to say things on a daily basis, and then you go and say, well, so-and-so said it, and they're an actor, so I should believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be the opposite? Like, say, this candidate has tons of celebrities behind them saying that you should vote for them. Wouldn't the proper and logical thing to do be saying, like, I probably shouldn't go for that candidate because they have tons of people that pretend to be someone else?
Well, this is something that I noticed that happens more on the on the leftist people.
Okay.
They try to impose their opinions upon you. Meaning, if you don't vote for Hillary Clinton, if you don't vote for my guy or my gal, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I think that's the most upsetting thing that's come of modern liberalism.
And I think they're the only ones that actually throw a fit and write to celebrities and shit and say, hey, you should tell people that they should vote for this guy because that's the one that I like. And if you don't, then you're being you're not being responsible. You're not doing your duty as a citizen because you're not informing the people right. And it's like,
or we live in a free country where you can believe whatever the hell you want to.
Exactly. So like I said, freedom for them it's only freedom if it involves or if it's in favor of their beliefs and personal agendas.
Yeah, it's toleration as long as it's toleration within this tiny little box.
Exactly. So it's only good if my guy wins, but it's not good when your guy wins.
Yeah. Wow. It sucks. There was just a question I had about the whole actor thing, because it pissed me off during the election, and it's still happening. Yeah. Where you see, even whole news agencies going for one person.
I did see this though, Lonnie. Like changing the subject a little bit, like border crossing. Or illegal border crossing has gone down 40%.
Yeah. Don't say that too loud. You'll piss off the liberals.
But anyways, I think unless we have any questions, I think
we don't this week. I really didn't get into social media this week. That's my fault. I didn't put up the mailbag delivery and all that stuff. So
I think I'm gonna cut it there, bud.
Oh, that's fine. We're probably at it right about 2 hours as soon as I finish the outro. So
I'm pretty tired, people. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've been up since 5 a.m, but I'm here for you. I deliver.
Sure, you do. Yeah.
We're still looking for that intern.
Yes, we are. Unpaid.
If you're a hot chick, even better.
For Zoomy.
Well, you gotta
for the view.
Just eye candy. I love my wife. I'm sticking with my wife. She's stuck with me so far. So. It's just it's kind of like when you already have that team, you get an offer, but you're like, yeah, but kind of want to like retire as a San Diego Chargers. Oh wait, you know.
No. Well, I guess if that's it, I'll just go ahead and do the outro, and we'll.
Can I do the outro?
You can definitely do the outro because I get friggin' cotton mouth just reading that whole thing. So you go for it, buddy.
Where's the outro? Like,
let's see. I got it right below episode 13's show notes.
Holy crap, that's a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, do you feel bad for me now?
A little bit.
You sure you want to do this? Because you can go for it, buddy.
I can read it in a Spanish accent. This episode. I can't even do it.
Mexican people don't know how to do a Spanish accent on purpose.
Dude, that is so true. Like, I can't do it.
I'm not saying that just as a line. I'm actually saying that because of the experience of living in Southern California.
I can just say "señor," and even that doesn't sound like it. Sounds like I'm faking it. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So thank you for thank you for listening. This has been other excellent episode of the NBTLT podcast. You can download these episodes on iTunes, Google Play, directly from Shout Engine. Make sure to leave us a review if you enjoyed this episode, and if not, go fuck yourself. Our bumper music is provided by bensound.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook. You can always use Twitter at NBTLT Podcast. Send us an email, questions, comments, concerns, suggestions,
rants,
phone numbers, invitations to swinger parties at nbtltpodcast@gmail.com. I'll be there. I don't know if Lonnie will be there. I'll probably won't partake though, but I'll sign autographs. Lastly, the NBTL podcast has a new Reddit home, and that's reddit.com/ or is that backslash?
Just say slash. They know what it is.
Okay, /r/NBTLT. Sweet.
Fantastic job, sir. Are you tired now?
I am tired. I'm like all the stumbling that I...
You know what? I'm just going to have to record like an outro and just be like, and here's the outro. Only have to do it once.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, you got that one. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
It was fun, though, isn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was fun.
Was it empowering?
Yeah.
Did your dick go up?
It's gonna go up pretty soon, though.
Well, on that note, tell Anna I said hello.
Sumi's getting late. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's asleep here.
Say it loud enough, it won't happen.
I know. It's midnight. Everybody's asleep. Like, I'm going to bed right now, so.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll talk to you, well, probably during the week sometime, but definitely next weekend.
All right. Oh, and I'll be fully certified next week, Lonnie.
Fully certified douchebag?
No, fully certified hypnotherapist.
Asshole. Oh, very nice.
Oh.
Like the full thing, full load.
Yeah, the full load.
I don't know if we can handle you, Zumi.
Did I send you that message? That meme?
Which meme?
I think I talk about this. No, I talked about it on the last podcast. Never mind. On my solo podcast.
I can tell you that we've already done the outro. We're already doing 5 more minutes.
I know. Did you listen to my solo podcast yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, the meme. Remember where it's like
yes,
that moment
yes.
when you realize that a facial has a different meaning to a man and women.
Yes.
I just wanted to hear you chuckle though.
I mean, it's poetry.
Yeah, I know. It's beautiful.
All right, Zumi. I'll talk to you at a later junction.
All right.
And all the people out there, we love you.
Take care.